Welcome back, Weight Warriors. I'm Mike. I'm a fat guy who's trying to not be fat anymore by making lifestyle changes. And we just finished up week number 27 of this weight loss journey. And what I'm doing, I have these 3 keys to success. For nutrition, I'm trying to consistently eat at a 500 calorie deficit based on my TDEE, which I calculate every 2 weeks. I'm also trying to maintain a minimum of 200 grams of protein per day. And this is also to help me build muscle, or at least really try to minimize muscle loss during my weight loss journey. Key number 2 is activity. I'm trying to maintain at least 12,000 steps taken per day to make sure that I'm staying active. And I'm also trying to incorporate at least 4 resistance training workout sessions per week, again, to try to minimize muscle loss and possibly build some muscle during this weight loss journey. Key number 3 is accountability, which is you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to Weight Wars if you haven't already. And again, really thank you. You keep me accountable and on track with my weight loss journey. So sincerely, thank you for that. So those are the 3 keys to success and how I implement them. Now looking at how I did this last week, which is week 27 of my weight loss journey, and it went okay, not so great. So week 27 had some issues. Really, actually, if we look back to week 26 and how I was feeling, I remember I had very low energy and I lost almost 3 pounds in 1 week, which I felt like was too much, too aggressive of a weight loss drop in 1 week's time. So at the end of the video last week, I talked about how I was going to try to increase my sleep to try to fix the energy thing. And then after the video and really about Monday, I was like, well, why don't I try to increase my calories as well and see if that helps things. So I did that, and that's why you see, down here, I actually consumed 2,504 calories on average per day this last week. I did do pretty well with my protein, hitting 190 grams of protein per day, so not quite 200, but I did increase that over last week. But I increased those calories because I thought, well, maybe I am burning far more calories than I am actually thinking. Maybe the calculations are wrong. Maybe my, my TDEE, which should be around somewhere like 2,920 calories a day, and I'm trying to do for a 500 calorie deficit, right? So that should be around 2,420-ish calories a day. So I was doing that last week and I was around 2,400 calories a day last week, but I lost so much weight. I thought, well, maybe I'm, cutting it too much and I don't want to do metabolic damage. I wanted to fix, the energy level being lower. So I increased my calories last week to see how things would go. So I probably shouldn't have done that. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but my weight did go up. My energy felt better, but I also felt a little bit bloated, but also I had some different foods which probably affected that. But overall, I didn't really stick to the plan and I didn't really hit my nutritional targets for last week. So I would consider that a fail for last week. Also, when we're talking about protein, like I said, I did increase that to 190 grams of protein per day, which is great, but still a fail because I did not hit the 200 goal, which is really quite a challenge, I'm realizing, to get that much protein per day. So it's pretty unfortunate I failed on both of the targets for nutrition last week. Now getting into activity, I really didn't do that much better, a little bit better, but as you can see here, I did not hit my steps every day. In fact, on average, I averaged 11,712 steps last week per day. So I didn't even hit averaging 12,000 steps a day, which is pretty lame. And I had several days where I missed that count by, like I said, a pretty decent margin. One of those days I didn't even get halfway there. And that was because of a couple things, but really mostly excuses. I'll say I just didn't really budget my time appropriately. I didn't go for the walks that I usually go to. And I just had a busier week this last week. And so, I can make excuses, but essentially I didn't hit it. And I went over 2,000 steps a day less than the week before. So I definitely need to work on that this next week, which is, going to be a target. But on the flip side, a good thing is I did have 5 resistance training sessions last week, which is great because my other goal is to meet 4 resistance training sessions per week. So I hit that, so that's great. So it's kind of, fail on the first part, but pass on the second. Now when it comes to accountability, like I said, that's you. I'm getting this video out on time, so that's a pass. That's great. And again, thank you for watching. Next, I did check in with my nutritional coach. That went well. It went well because we have these check-ins right after I do these. So this, just a check-in is good. It's always good just to talk and make sure that things are good in check. But I didn't really do what I was supposed to do last week. So kind of a pass-ish fail in that I passed that I did it, but fail in that I didn't do what I was told. So anyway, there's that. Moving along. I did work out with my personal trainer. So that was a pass. That's all good. And then I did check in with fellow weight warriors who are accountability partners of mine. So that was also a pass. So that went relatively well last week. And again, if you're looking for an accountability partner or to join us as we are trying to lose weight all together in this group, join the Weight Warriors Facebook group down below. We'd love to have you. It's going to be fun. So as I reflect on last week, the first thing that jumps out at me is, number one, I still have to work on my patience and looking at this as a long game and not trying to make too many adjustments in the short term. And that after, the video that I made last week, I had a plan. I had something that I was, really going to try and work on, which was increasing my sleep and see if my energy improved. And then I pivoted and thought, well, I'm going to increase my calories. And it wasn't anything malicious. And I didn't enjoy those extra calories. I mean, it wasn't like I was, eating a bunch of junk food. I'm still eating pretty clean. But I thought, let's see what happens if I increase my calories. And, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but I do wish I would have set a plan and stuck to it rather than pivoted based on, some feeling. So as you can see, there's a lot of red, squares from last week, which is really unfortunate. I definitely got to work on some stuff. The only thing that I would consider that I passed was actually accountability of the 3 keys to success. I didn't pass nutrition and I didn't pass accountability. So I've got some, room for improvement, but it is good. I'm glad I'm still doing the video, and accountability, really, that's so important to make sure that that's in check. So I guess I should pat myself on the back for 1/3 pass, but it's still 33%, which is kind of a fail. But I am happy to report that, again, energy was so much better than last week. I don't think it really has as much to do with the increase in calories as it is that I think there's just a time period that my body has to adapt to the increased demand of energy from the added steps and the increase of resistance training sessions. And so I think I just needed to just chill and let my body get used to moving and exercising more. And okay, so I slept a few extra hours a couple days last week. I probably shouldn't have overthought that and just rolled with it, where this week I've been averaging actually 8.3 hours of sleep per night, and that's pretty average for me. And I tried to force myself actually to get extra sleep last week, but honestly, when I wake up in the morning, I go use the restroom, and it's kind of like my routine has started. It's really hard for me to go back to bed and try to sleep again, where it's like clockwork. When I wake up, I'm just ready to go. So anyway, it's a good thing that my energy really increased from last week, but really I don't want to give too much credit to the increase in calorie intake. I think really more of it's just, you gotta let your body adapt. So looking at this upcoming week, an obstacle that I've identified and something that I'm going to try to work on is obviously my calorie intake. I need to get back on track with lowering that. So I have done my TDEE calculation again. And so my goal for this next week, my target calories is around 2,415 calories per day. I think I should have stuck with the original plan of doing that, last week essentially, but oh well, I'm going to do it this week, and I'm going to be on track with 2,415 calories per day, around that number, probably a little bit less, but we'll see how things go. But essentially, that's what I'm going to work on for this week. And I have to ask you, and you can comment down below if you have an opinion on this, do you think that the increase in calories has more to do with the energy, or do you think my assumption of just adaptation phase is more in line to really why my energy level was down and then back up now? And I'm curious, have you ever had that when you're in a weight loss journey? Have you experienced a lower level of energy when you increase your calorie deficit, and what do you do to try to fight that? Because like I said, I was thinking increase calories, but I don't know, I'm having second thoughts now. So give me your feedback. I would love to hear it down in the comments down below, and we will catch you next week.